The last 5 minutes, indeed, we heard a number of big bangs and then what sounded like some rapid bangs, probably some explosions at the beginning. I'm speculating here, of course, but probably some explosions at the beginning and then a round of gunfire. It certainly sounded like that. In fact, it was two separate rounds. The first one about 5 minutes ago, two big bangs followed by what sounded like a burst of gunfire, almost sounded like fireworks, to be honest. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, a repetition of that. So again, two loud bangs and then another long burst of what sounded like gunfire. I'm stood about 150 metres away from Martin Place, where this cafe is located, on a road called Macquarie Street. And just in the last couple of moments, two ambulances have stormed down this road away from the scene, while three police cars, their sirens going, stormed in the other direction. So obviously, big events going on right now in Martin Place. This siege that has been going on for 15 hours or more now seems to be reaching a head.
We can see people, men in blue, carrying bags, rushing up. They look like paramedics or rescue teams. One or two of the hostages who came out of the cafe, I can see the stretcher going in now. Obviously, there are people in need of help.
And then rapid gunfire, but certainly we know there were a number of hostages inside that cafe. As far as we are aware, only 5 had escaped. We only had confirmation that, or I should say 5 got out. We don't know whether they escaped or were released. But earlier on Monday, 5 hostages did get out of that cafe, but that still left a number of hostages inside. And if there have been explosions and gunfire, then of course it's quite likely that some of those inside may now need medical treatment.
Yeah, it does look like that, actually, Andrew. At least 2, maybe 3 stretchers have been taken in, and there seems to be a lot of activity, people going in and out of the cafe. I mean, I hesitate to say that it looks as though this has progressed, but there does seem to be a lot of activity. Were you getting, in fact, you weren't, were you, getting a lot of information from the police during the duration of this hostage taking? We didn't even know how many hostages were inside the cafe.
No, we didn't, and the police were being very cautious about what information they were releasing. Just as I'm speaking to you, another ambulance has stormed down Macquarie Street where I'm standing and has gone off towards where the Central Sydney Hospital is. So, again, no idea who might be inside that ambulance, but another ambulance has just gone past. As you were saying, though, information released by the police over the course of Monday has been very limited. They've been very careful not to reveal what they know, frankly, or how many people might be inside that cafe. Indeed, at one stage, even how many hostage takers, possibly plural, there might have been. We seem to have settled on a single hostage taker, but the police were loath even to confirm what would seem, on the face of it, a fairly fundamental detail.
Yeah, and just looking at the pictures now, if I can describe these pictures to our viewers, the stretchers have now come out of the cafe. There are people on them. At least 3 stretchers I've seen with people on them coming out of the cafe. More and more people milling around the place in different uniforms, some of them not wearing bulletproof vests. A lot of people from various services. We've got the paramedics there, we've got the police rescue there. We look like we've got even emergency rescue there, and those stretchers being taken back out and round the corner, but still no indication as to whether this is over or not.
Explanation for that is that they believed that the lives of the hostages were under immediate threat, that the hostage taker was highly likely to kill somebody in the coming minutes, and because of that they took that decision. That would be the most justifiable reason for carrying out an operation of this nature. The noise you've heard sounds as if it was semi-automatic fire or automatic fire from machine pistols. The explosions would have been suppression grenades designed to make everybody get down the floor and keep still while the assault team carried out their mission.
OK, let's just have a look at these pictures. Armed police outside the cafe. An operation like this, where police choose to go in, must be a very finely calibrated decision, given that there are innocent civilians at risk.
Yes, the best...
Heavily armed policemen and flashes of gunfire. It does
Yeah, you can see them throwing in stun grenades, smoke grenades. Lot of gunfire going on there. And these are the live pictures after that. Robin, we were talking about time limits before. Australian police saying they were happy to let this go on as long as necessary. But obviously there has to be some consideration on when you bring it to an end, because the hostages themselves are a factor in all this.
Yes, they're always a factor. They're going to start taking matters into their own hands, get frustrated. There'll be some tough macho guys in there as well who are looking for an opportunity to maybe mount their own type of assault and put their own lives at risk and those of the other hostages. It's fragile, but as I've said before, if the commander on the ground believes that people's lives who are hostages are under immediate threat, then he has no choice but to mount an assault in the belief that that is going to give him the best result. And it looks at the moment as if that result has been good.
It must be a very psychological game for the, well, not game, that's the wrong word, but very psychological for the police negotiator who has to weigh up all of these different things. Must be a lot of training involved to handle a situation like this, which hopefully doesn't come along very often.
Yes, there's an intense amount of training that goes on. It's psychological training. It's designed to establish rapport, friendship with the hostage taker in order to break down his resolve, to persuade him that he's achieved his objectives and he has nothing to gain from hurting people as the situation moves forward.